That's where I'll be looking to address them to whichever participant that we have on stage that you'd like to address it to. Coach Listerman, you watched that team win big yesterday. I'm sure, it caught your attention if it hadn't already caught your attention, how good they are. And I think they lived up to it. Just talk about that team and talk about the game.
Well, Coach Mays is a fantastic coach, and he gets so much out of his kids. They know exactly how to run their stuff and what they're looking for. And they did a great job in the first half of knocking down shots. We collapsed a little more than we would have liked, and they kicked it and knocked down shots. And they've got three very, very good perimeter players over there that can shoot it. And they got a great point guard. They got a great wing, and then they got some size inside. So we knew it was going to be a battle coming in, and what a tremendous happening that we played them the first game of the year and then got to play them here. Like I said, both teams got better, and matching wits with Coach Mays and the adjustments that he was making during the game and the in-game adjustments that we were making, it was a fun game to be a part of, and we're very fortunate to come out on top.
Josh Moore, the Herald leader, had a question for Sam. It was up and down for most of the first half, but you seemed to take over a bit at the end. Was that intentional, or did it just play out like that?
It just played out like that. I was driving, taking the whole game, kicking to find open shooters. And on the bigger court, there's a lot more space in the lane for me to drive in. And a lot of that opened up later in the game, and I just got easy buckets out of that.
Thank you. Coach Michael Graham, what would you say if someone told you Ashland would be held scoreless in the game's final 5 minutes on the way to a win?
I would say that's a total credit to our kids and the young man sitting to my right, William Herald. He scored the first bucket of the game, I think, or early in there. And after that, we put him on Cole Villers, and he did an unbelievable job on really limiting his touches and making everything difficult for him. And for a young man who's typically a scorer to be asked to play that role at this stage, I couldn't be more proud of him. He owned it, and he took the challenge and absolutely just did his absolute best. And it allowed our other guys to relax a little bit defensively, and we were able to clean things up on the boards and really limit their shot selection. And I'm so proud of the defense that we've played down here, and hopefully we've got one more game like that in us.
Will, this is from Michael Graham as well. He said, how did Highlands I'm sorry, wrong question there. What can you say about how much both teams improved between January 4th and today?
Well, it was the first game of the year for both teams. And especially with all this COVID happening, it was very tough, just a tough way to start the season with two very good teams playing. And it showed the most in just the athleticism and the just ability to run up and down the court. Both teams hit a lot of shots today. We just played hard, and both teams showed how much they'd improved.
Thank you. Now the question for Sam. How did Highlands contain Colin Porter? He was their number 11, better in the second half.
Well, Zach Barth and Leighton Reed did a great job on him, just forcing him. And then when they would go to their ball screen, pick and roll, we had our big Luke Muller or me just stay off and help with him. And we forced him to take some tough shots. He's a great player, and he did great. But we just tried to make it as difficult as possible for him.
Zach Clem for Coach. After Ashland's rallies in the region tournament last week, was it a little uncomfortable only being up single digits in the third quarter with them still being in striking range?
I don't know if you ever feel comfortable at the state tournament, but I like being in the lead than being behind. But we knew that they have the capability to come back, and they've got tremendous shooters, and I felt like we just needed to keep getting stops, and our confidence grew every time we got a stop, and we were able to keep the pace and really kind of stretch the lead over the fourth quarter. So if you're leading in the state tournament in the third or fourth quarter, you got to like where you are. Like I said, I don't know that you're ever comfortable with it, but when we have the confidence and, like I said, the trust that this group has in each other, I'll take them any day of the week.
Okay. I think with being about 4 hours away from lineups, we'll go ahead and cut this short and let you all get some rest.
I just would like to say something else. Our fans have been awesome. We're so proud to represent our school and community. And I believe that this win today marked our 1,500th win in the history of Highlands High School. So I did a little math, and if I did my math right, today was 1,500, and that's a heck of accomplishment. And I'm so proud to represent this school in our city. So hopefully we can get 1,501 this evening.
Real quick, Mark Wayre, 859 Radio. How much is fatigue going to be a factor tonight?
I hope zero. these kids, they got to go out and play. You play 4 games in 3 days. You just got to have a mindset that we got to push through it. Hopefully our conditioning has been good enough and we find a way tonight.
Sounds great. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Ashland Blazer will be coming up to the podium next. I believe they're in transit. They are the second semifinalist after falling to Highlands in today's second game. Head coach Jason Mays will be coming to the podium, and he is bringing number 11, Colin Porter, and number 20, Cole Villers. Looks like we already have one question in the chat, just 1 or 2. As many of you that like to fill that up, we'll take as many questions as we can and appreciate you using that feature for us. Thank you. Coach Mays, opening statement just on thoughts about how the game went and your thoughts on your kids here.
Well, we started to get stops right out of the gate, and then we settled in and got some stops, got some scores, and we competed about as good as I thought we could have there and then we start the third quarter. All right, so hang on. We get to the second quarter, and we got a 4-point lead. And late in the last 2 minutes of that, we just started slipping, started getting a little bit disorganized. I wasn't a very good play caller in that time. And we go in 4 down at half. We start the third quarter with 3 straight stops, which we call a kill. And I thought, okay, here we go. But guys, I'm just going to tell you that the story of the last 2 quarters, their length just bothered us. This is the second time we've played them. And I remember saying after that game, golly, they're long, they're long. And we just couldn't finish attacking the rim. I was hoping to attack the rim, maybe stop the clock, get to the free throw line and get some points that way. It just wasn't in the cards. We started missing, we're as good as we shoot the ball, guys. That's no secret. And we missed those shots in the second half as well. So that's my opening statement.
Okay. Josh Moore, Lexington Herald leader. Coach Mays, was fatigue an issue down the stretch, or was it more nerves in the moment? It's like the final 10 shots were missed.
Yeah. Anybody tells you fatigue's not a factor in this tournament, especially now that we're doing it the good old fashioned way, which I agree with, by the way, where you're playing, you got to win 2 games to win it all on Saturday. They're lying. I mean, they're being disingenuous. We're beat up. These 2 guys next to me, he's got an IT band that keeps clicking over his hip bone. This guy, he hasn't had a healthy hip since Shamu was a minute. And, Ethan Sellers didn't get released from concussion protocol until 30 seconds before we had to name our starters to the book today before the game. I mean, he was getting worked out all night. We got rest, and our trainer is the best in the business, and she gave the okay. But we didn't even know if we were going to have Ethan Sellers because of that ball screen that he got whipped on. He got whiplash yesterday in that Boyle County game. So, obviously we're beat up, but like I told our guys, we're not victims in this program. Every other team here is beat up too. That's just the nature of the game. So we have a great strength and conditioning coach. It's an important part of our program, but we'll continue to get better in that regards.
For Cole, what specifically do you think Highlands was doing to kind of slow your hot start?
Well, they kind of started face guarding me, and it's just they didn't let me get to my spots when I wanted to, and it was hard for me to catch the ball because we kind of play a spread out offense, and it's difficult whenever you're getting face guarded, and they did a real good job with that. So that was props to them, I guess.
Colin, similar question. What did Highlands do better to keep you out of the lane in the second half?
They just had a lot of length, like Coach said. Every time I would get past the first offender, there'd be a second or third waiting on me. So I guess I could have hit the open man more, but they did a good job of locking on our shooters. So it was just a difficult game.
Coach Zach Clem, not that you ever want to be down in the situation, but how much did you feel like being in striking range after the third was business as usual?
We took it. We had a timeout with 6 minutes to go. I think we were down 7, 8, maybe. I may be incorrect on that. And I was still confident that we could win the game. I didn't really lose confidence in these kids to probably the 150 mark. I just knew that our juice was gone. So, we made a lot of comebacks this year against a lot of good teams that figured out how to guard us and were well coached with really good players. But that's only sustainable for so many games. And when you get to this level, and you're one of the 4 teams left standing, the other guys are going to have, really good players too. So it just becomes increasingly hard to come from behind.
Michael Graham says, Coach, Highlands had all 5 starters score in double figures in its 3 region tournament wins. How do you prepare for a team like that?
Here's the story, guys. We had a decision to make. This is why they're in this game tonight. I told our team today, I said, what makes him difficult to guard is you've got Sam Vinson, who, by the way, I voted for Mr. Basketball. Okay. You got Sam Vinson. And then everybody else. I mean, let's go. Barth is 49% from 3. Number 15 is 54% from 3. Muller's number 11 is 45% from 3. I mean, everybody else, and even number 13, Harris, he's in the mid 40s. He just doesn't shoot him a lot. Okay. So are you going to, like last night, you watched Muller hit 7 or 8 threes. Are you going to get beat by the 3 ball, or are you going to make Vinson beat you? And we were in that game because at halftime, they only hit 4 threes, where they're averaging 11 a game made. You know, they're number one in attempts and number one in makes in the state, and it's not even close. So that's how we went into this game. We could have easily said, okay, we're going to make those other guys hit shots and we're going to lock in on Vinson, and it could have went the other way too. These guys knew the decision we made, and we were all bought into that. It didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
And as a finale here for anybody like to answer, after not being able to play last year, how much was this year about making sure people know who Ashland is?
Go ahead, Cole.
Well, it just shows everyone that we can compete at this level, because I know we had a lot of doubters coming into this and last year, but it's just good to finally be able to play on the big stage again and then make it to the Final Four, which was great. And I just want to thank everyone on our team because it was a good year.
If you have anything else you'd like to add, but if not, then we can end it right there.
No, I just like to, give glory to God. We're a team of faith. We're a team of strong individuals, great families. We represent a great school. We represent a great community. And, we have reset the standard in this program. We've been here before. Our tradition, we got the most wins in the state tournament history at 51, I think. And we've reset that standard. We're a Saturday morning team, so we'll be back.
Thank you all very much.